first would like to thank again the people from Meineke Car Care Bowl. They've been awesome to our guys all week long. Really, really appreciate the hospitality. This has been a tough month for Texas A&M, for Texas A&M football. With us losing Coach Sherman and having our staff rally like they did was extremely impressive to me. We've got a bunch of really, really professional guys in our coaching staff that are excellent people as well as coaches. And then the tragedy that we had last week with losing Joey, I didn't know if our guys would be able to handle it. But Coach Sherman talked to these guys all the time about life lessons of character and integrity, how to persevere through tough times, and obviously they bought in. A little bit too much so. In fact, we wanted to create a little bit more adversity for ourselves in the second half. After that third quarter was pretty good. In the fourth quarter, we slipped up a little bit and let them go down the field. But I can't say enough about the effort of our guys, the integrity that they have to come out and fight against an outstanding Northwestern team, a team that we knew had no quit in them. We got up and knew that they were not going to, lay down. And Coach Fitzgerald and his staff do an excellent job with those guys. When you're playing against a senior quarterback like Dan Persa, they're always in a game. I thought they made some tremendous plays, but that final drive that our offense did really made the difference in the game. We had some third and longs that I think Coach Rossley called a double circus, and Easy makes a great catch on the sideline. Ryan makes a heck of a throw. We get it all protected, and then we get another third and long, and Jeff makes a big play. That was just huge in order to go down the field and take a little bit of the pressure off the defense because the momentum was going the other way. To get that done, just I can't describe the emotion, and again, how happy and how proud I am of these guys. They will always be in my heart, and hopefully we were able to give some comfort to Joey V's family.
There's a little button on the bottom of it. Sorry, Gabe.
Come on, Gabe.
Just for the there we go. Here we go. Hey, for the two seniors, Ryan Tannehill and T. Fred, what does it mean to you guys to close out your career by snapping the bowl drought?
I mean, it definitely was big for us. I mean, we've come a long way. My class and Coach Sherman bringing most of us in. And, I mean, to end with a win, it meant a lot to us and to A&M.
It's been a long year, a lot of ups and downs, but it was great to go out with a win for a lot of different reasons. Go out with my brothers one last time and get a win, get a bowl win for the first time in 10 years, play for Joey V most importantly, and his family, and that tragic loss. Coach Sherman, there's many different levels to it, but a win satisfies them all, and it's just so special to be on the field with my teammates and compete one last time.
Back on the right.
For Coach and Ryan, at the end, hooking arms, sawing them off with all the guys after a tough season, how good was that feeling to finish the way you did?
It's huge. Like I said, there's so many different levels to it. It's that feeling when we kicked the field goal, knew it was pretty much in hand. Just that feeling of joy that was on the sideline, guys hugging each other. That's what you play for. Those good times on the sideline in the locker room with your best friends after a big win against a good Northwestern team. Take nothing away from those guys. They fought hard the entire game, pulled out a little bit of a lead, and then they fought right back. And we knew we were going to get that from them, a well-coached team that had no quit in them. So it means a lot to this team. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be over there sawing them off. I had to do some other things. But, just to be with my teammates one last time is huge.
Coming here 2 years ago and knowing how special A&M is and the traditions we have here with winning and being able to be a part of that will always be a part of me. And so to have my final game, to be able to go through and saw varsity's horns off was extremely special on a selfish scale. But since you asked, I guess I'll say that. But I've got a tons of huge memories that are great memories of this place, and sawing varsity's horns off against these guys, and last year against Texas and Nebraska and some other games just will be all-time highlights in my life and in my football career. And just want to thank the 12th man for being as special as they are.
back middle.
For all the players up there, I'm wondering, after all the Texas A&M has been through in the past month, I mean, when do you think we'll begin to sink in? I mean, there's so much to comprehend. When do you think you'll start to realize what just happened?
You know, I really think these guys, we were working hard all week, but I think it really sank in just in the locker room. Really, you know, we kind of realized, you know, this is the last time to be around each other, the last time to be around these seniors, and it's big to take this in and enjoy it, and you know, it was memories. You know, we worked hard this week in practice, and we had fun, and you know, I feel like we just came out and played together today, and you know, obviously Ryan and T. Fred, who are great senior leaders on this team, just you know, kind of took everyone under their arm and just played well and played with leadership.
Back, Brent.
This is for Ryan Tannehill. Ryan, based on all the expectations of this season, did today kind of offer an example of what might have been or what could have been for y'all? The way the defense played, the way the offense came together, and so forth.
Yeah, I think a little bit so. You know, we never wanted to lose sight of who we thought we were, who we are. You know, we talked about it throughout the year, and Coach DeRuyter talked about it earlier in the week. I think he talked about it yesterday. Just play like who we thought we were at the beginning of the year, and a high confidence team that you know, thought we were gonna play in the national championship game. You know, that's who we were. Did things work out that way? No, but it's the same guys that are out on the field that we thought we were going to do that with, and I think we started this game with a lot of confidence and played with confidence throughout the game. Just in the guys beside us, leaning on each other, knowing if I mess up a play, you know, someone else is going to make one, and you know, that's the great thing about the guys in that locker room is we're guys that are going to trust each other and make plays for each other.
Back left here.
It's for either one of the players. How about just to get that game-clinching drive right there, where in so many games this year you guys had not made, you know, a couple of plays and the game got away from you?
Well, like you said, I mean, you've been watching us this whole season. I mean, we really haven't been finishing many games the second half, and when it came down to it, our offense came up and they made big plays in the big time of our game, and that was good for the team.
Back in the middle, Chuck.
For Ryan Tannehill, Ryan, could you just talk about that as well? What was going through your mind on that final drive in terms of especially the 2 third-down situations that you faced to extend the drive, and knowing, again, the history of this team, what you've gone through in the second halves of some teams and with Northwestern having the momentum?
I'm glad we're put in that situation. You know, is it easier to go out with a huge win? Yes, but that was something that haunted us all year. And for the offense to get the ball, I think there was around 5 minutes left on the clock. We needed a score to put the game away. You know, defense played great all game. Unfortunately, they gave us a quick score there, and the offense needed to answer. That's what it came down to. And I told the guys on the side, you know, we need to answer to win this game. It's on us. Doesn't matter what the defense did. Doesn't matter what special teams did. The game is right here in our hands right now, and we got to take it. And came down to a couple big third down plays. They did a great job of stuffing the run and putting us in some third and medium, third and long yardage, and guys made plays. You know, that's the great thing about, like I said, about our guys is they wanted to make plays today for a lot of reasons, and caught the right coverage. First one to Easy ran a great route and made a good catch and stayed in bounds. Jeff underthrew him a little bit, and he made a play, and that was huge for Jeff Fuller. He played great today. He had a great bowl practice, really the entire month, and we were excited coming to this game to see him play, and he showed up tonight and played big for us.
Left here.
Terrence, can you talk about the defense? It seemed like since the beginning of the season, the steady improvement, kind of y'all cap it off today against an explosive Northwestern offense to get 8 sacks, shut them down, you know, for the majority of the game and really put pressure on them. It seemed like that was a way to cap off the year for y'all.
I mean, this whole season, as a defense, I feel like we've been up and down, and we knew when we don't want to keep doing that consistently week after week. We came out here against Northwestern, and we knew we had to make a lot of plays. We went out there and made about 8 sacks, which we've been doing pretty good in the sacks all year long, and that really helped us in this game and getting the defense off the field and setting the offense up for opportunities to score.
Run the back right.
Yeah, Terrence, just along with that question, can you talk about maybe what it was that allowed you guys to get so much pressure on Persa?
Just the attitude of getting to the quarterback and, I mean, just to make plays. Like, we've slipped up so many times this season, and we didn't want to continue that. And, I mean, it was a great call by the coaches, and we went out there and executed well.
Right down here, Drum.
It's for any one of you players who wanted to chime in on it. There's always speculation about bowl motivation and which teams will want to play, and you guys had so much turmoil around it that a lot of people expect you to come out and be flat. But you talk about, is it kind of the definition of Aggie pride that you stepped up and played with such emotion, especially early on, and played so well for at least 3+ quarters?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we had a lot going on this season, a lot of adversity, and like Ryan said, a lot of bumps in the road. And you know, to go to this bowl game, and you know, obviously we lose a brother, Joey, but you know, we just came together and we stayed focused, and we knew that we had an opportunity to do good things for this university, and that was to win the bowl game. And I feel like all of our guys just came out and played for Joey and his family, and you know, like I said, we played together, and Coach DeRuyter and all the coaching staff just did a great job of preparing us, and just focusing on the little things in practice, which you know, helped us get the W.
Over here on the right.
This is for Ryan Tannehill. You touched on a little bit with Jeff Fuller's bowl practice and kind of how he came throughout the month. But what was it like seeing a guy like him, who the team had adversity, but he kind of struggled with an injury throughout the season, to close out his senior year the way he did, both in the Texas game and in this game? What was that like to see him out there?
It's huge. You know, battling nagging injuries all year is tough, and especially for a receiver, a hamstring is really tough. But for him to come out the last 2 games really, and throughout this month, just get better every day, make plays, get 100% healthy. I think that was the big thing, is once he got healthy, he was able to trust his speed, trust his athletic ability, and go make plays. And you know, he did that tonight. He did that throughout the bowl preparation. And you know, he's a great player. I'm going to miss throwing it to him.
Okay, down here on the left in front.
To any of the players up there, third quarter has especially been a tough quarter for y'all all season long, especially in the losses. Did it feel different, and how did y'all kind of approach it? How did it feel on the field today? You had a pretty good one today.
Felt great. You know, we were excited to get back on the field. Had a lot of things to play for, a lot of motivation, and you know, the guys really banded together and went out there with a mission, and the mission was to win the game. And you know, we played some intensity defense, made some huge plays in the third quarter. That gets the sideline going whenever defense is making sacks, big hits, and you know, the offense was able to put some points up as well. So I think the defense really set the tone in the third quarter, getting a quick stop, and then offense was able to go down and score. The defense continued to play well the entire quarter, and I think that's what keyed us on the third quarter.
Okay, a couple more for the student athletes back here on the right.
This is for Ryan Tannehill. Ryan, 2 years ago, at the beginning of the season, you were a starting wide receiver and a good one. Talk about the change that you had to make, and how tough that was to move to quarterback and become that leader.
It was definitely a change, but it was something I looked forward to the entire time. You know, I never thought of myself as a wide receiver. I always thought of myself as a quarterback, playing wide receiver. It was always a goal of mine to be quarterback here. And I think the transition was made a lot easier through my teammates. When I came in, my teammates really stepped up around me, started playing well. The offensive line started playing well. Running back, Cyrus last year, Christian. Receivers really stepped up and made big plays. And I think that's what made the transition easier is the teammates around me, the coaching staff that prepared me. And, you know, I'm lucky to have those guys around me.
The last one for the student athletes in the back.
For Ryan Tannehill, how did the play calling go? Coach DeRuyter mentioned Coach Rossley a while ago, but was it Coach Turner who was calling the plays, or did they work together? And were there ever any moments where you're like, oh boy, or anything along those lines?
No, I don't think there was any oh boy moments. I think Coach Turner did a great job of calling the majority of the game. I think Coach Rossley handled the third downs, that's been especially all year, is to focus on third down and converting third down. So it wasn't a whole lot of change in the play calling or anything there. Coach Turner did a great job of mixing in the run and pass. Really called a great game, I think. Kept us moving. Called the right big play at the right time, and we were able to make them pay.
Christy.
You talked earlier about how you kind of weren't sure how the team would respond after all the problems y'all had. Can you tell me when you knew that they were going to be okay?
Probably about halfway through the first quarter. You know, when you go through the adversity that our guys have been through, and just the emotions, even around the hotel this week, as much fun as our guys had, there was, you know, I think someone described it as like an Irish wake. There was just kind of just a sense of things weren't quite right. And so when you have that before the game, as a coach, you're a little bit unsettled. And so when we came out and started fast, about that first quarter, I thought these guys are really ready to play. I knew our coaches had done a great job preparing them, but it's that you get into bowl games and it's that motivational factor of, are they distracted? Are they into it? And our guys today were really into it.
Okay, I'll go in the back right on the wall.
Coach, next season there's going to be a lot of changes for the guys that are returning. How much do you think they learned from this entire experience, and do you think it's going to make them better heading into next season?
Well, we talked all the time about, football teaches life lessons, and they're going to leave and go on to have productive lives, and you may have a job that you think you do a great job and your boss disagrees and he fires you. You got to be able to pick yourself up. People have expectations of you and you fall short, and you got to come back and pick yourself up, and dust yourself off, and press on. It would have been easy for our guys today to say, you know what, this was a lost season, let's just mail it in, and they didn't. And so I think going through that adversity and overcoming, even within the game, we get a 30-7 lead. We turn the ball over. We don't do a good job getting a sudden change stop. We let them convert on a fourth down and go down the field. A lot of times this year, that was our MO of not finishing and when adversity hit, not responding to it. And the fact that our guys did, I think, gives you confidence, the next time you hit those things. So absolutely, I was proud of how our guys did today, and I think they can take that momentum into next year.
We're on the left, Coach.
Coach, during this long preparation period, what are some things defensively that you really harped to your guys and that you saw them really execute on today?
I just think our guys played with pretty good intensity today. We had a similar game plan that we'd run in other games. Having played in this league against similar type offenses, I think helped us, so we could play fast. But we played an excellent group of athletes who are very, very well coached. They gave us some wrinkles that early on we had to adjust to that we hadn't seen. But I just think it was the guys coming out and deciding that, hey, we're going to play well for a multitude of reasons. And I was just really, really happy that they came out with that motivation and showed people who they really were.
Okay. Midway on your right here.
Coach, how tough was it for you in your first couple of weeks of being a head coach to lead a team through a coaching transition, a tragedy, and all the while searching for a new job?
It was different. I laughed with Mr. Byrne about, you told me, being the interim head coach, be on the job training, and I think I got a lot of it this last month, but really relished the opportunity to be the interim head coach here. To finish what Coach Sherman had started, to be here for these guys who I've got tremendous respect for, all these guys on our team, and you saw an example of it today, are high character guys. Getting a chance to go through this was big for me personally, but more so for to be here and do the right thing for these guys.
On the left over here, Coach.
Coach, except for maybe the 3 drop passes in that one stretch, it looked like Tannehill was on as much as he's been. How important was it for him to have a first half start like that as far as you're able to respond and get that run of points going?
It's huge. You worry about in a bowl game when you haven't played for about 6 weeks. How are guys, the timing, how are things going to be set, and especially offensively. But to have him throw the ball as well as he did, and for the most part, our guys really caught the ball well. Got us going, kept that confidence up. I thought we started the game off with a lot of confidence, but if we had that stretch where you drop those balls, you can just kind of feel it go down a little bit. But we didn't do that to start the game, and we knocked ourselves back on track after that one series. And it was great to see Ryan do that. I absolutely not surprised. He had great preparation, and so it just all showed up today at game day.
Down here on the right, Gabe.
Coach, what did it mean when Jeff Fuller made that catch, jump ball to ice the game, really, and then especially for him specifically with everything he's kind of gone through this year?
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff's had a tough year. A lot of it people don't realize, the injury factor that was involved. He really prepared hard the last few weeks for this bowl. I think he finally got to the point where he's feeling good about himself. And, you know, when you're challenged like that in a 3rd and long situation, and it's not an easy throw and catch, you got to go battle for it. When you come out on top of those situations, it just feels that much better. And as a coach, to see a young man do that, I was really, really pleased for him. And hopefully that'll keep him inspired as he goes on to that next step, that he'll continue to make those kind of plays.
Brent in the back.
Coach, at what point did you know that Cyrus Gray wasn't going to be able to play? And with Christian already out, how big was Ben Molina today?
Well, you know, Cyrus was going to go through warm-ups and see how he felt, and going through there, he didn't feel right. So we knew coming back in the locker room that it wasn't going to be. But we had, you know, a tremendous amount of confidence in Ben. I was really impressed the way he stepped up against Texas in our last game, and I think Ben was looking forward to being the bell cow, and really stepped up today and got it done. So, you know, talking to Coach Jordan and Coach Turner, they said, hey, if Cyrus can't go, we're not changing the game plan. This guy will carry the rock and get it done, and he did tonight.
Coach, you mentioned the defensive game plan. How important was it today to get to Persa and put pressure on the offensive line?
Well, I think, you know, he's a guy that if you give him time, he's already going to extend plays. So if you're only rushing 3 or 4 all the time, he's going to extend plays, and guys are going to get open. They've been running this system. I think they led the Big Ten in passing this year. We knew we had to change some looks up on him. The fact that our guys, you know, beat some blocks and got there with speed. T-Fred made a couple great plays on sacks. Tends to resonate in a quarterback, and you know, you can set guys back on the sticks and take them out of their normal rhythm. And I thought our guys did a good job of that for the first 3 quarters or so of the game.
Chuck, back here.
Tim, what was the emotion like on the sideline early, because you had Joey V's parents there? It seemed like it was very touching for everybody involved. Just walk us through that moment of silence and what it was like at the start of the game, if you could.
It was tough emotionally, but it was something we wanted to do if the Villavicencios felt good about it. And, you know, I don't know how they did it and held it together the way they did. The guys, you know, Joey was such a fantastic kid, and to have a loss like that in your family, you know, I think it was uplifting for them to be here. The fact that we won, I think, hopefully, you know, comfort them a little bit. But right there in the beginning of the game, to have them there and feel the love of the 12th man, you know, for them and the feelings that they had through their tough times, I think speaks volumes of our fans and was really important to them and to our team as well.
Down in the middle.
Coach, how's Coriel Judy doing physically and mentally? Because, you know, just coming back off an injury and he gets hurt again.
You know, I ache for him. We thought Coriel would have a tremendous senior year. He prepared extremely well. He had 2 shoulder surgeries in the off season that he gutted through last year. Had a great camp. You know, we thought he was going to be a guy that was going to be an all-conference, potential All-American kind of guy, but it wasn't in the cards for him health-wise. And to see him battle back from that and be able to play against Texas, and then really was 100% going to this game, and then I believe he broke his wrist. Yeah, I mean, you pain for a kid that works so hard and does things the right way, and you know, health-wise, it didn't work out for him. But I know him. This thing gets healthy, he'll find a way to find it to the next level. He's a great young man. He takes care of his business, and he's got a lot of talent.
Got time for about 3 more for Coach. Brent, back here.
Coach, this season you seem like a guy who was eager to coach in the SEC and really seemed like you were looking forward to it. You're not going to obviously get that opportunity now, but do you feel like y'all are leaving this program on solid ground as y'all head out?
I'd like to think so. I think Coach Sherman really set a base for this program where we've got high character young men. We've been recruiting really, really well. We've got some holes to fill with some seniors that are leaving. We've got to get some better depth on defense. But yeah, I'm going to miss that opportunity to play in the SEC. It's a tremendous league and tremendous coaches. But that wasn't in the cards for me either. So I'm embracing the new challenge I have and really looking forward to it.
Over here on the left, Dan.
Coach, you're 2 years in College Station. What memory are you going to most cherish from your time with the Aggies?
Probably this last one. You know, to go through the adversity we went through and see our guys respond. You know, the whole emotional roller coaster of, you know, what happened a month ago to losing Joey, to start playing in the second half where we, you know, the game starts swaying, to see our guys come back and finish. That sensation of getting it done was huge. And just, I can't thank our staff and our players enough for the grit that they had to persevere through this.
All right, last one for Coach on the right.
Coach, how much do you think the Fresno State people are watching you today? And how you handle yourself?
Well, I hope they were Aggie fans today. You know, obviously we're going to be running some very similar things defensively. You know, that type of style of pressure defense. But really, you know, I'm worried about them tomorrow. Today's an A&M day. And like I said, I can't thank our staff and our players enough, and just so proud that we were able to do this for Coach Sherman and for Joey V and his family.